So there was a question on the community today about sending an Excel file when ticket is created. So this question has been asked by Sunil, and Sunil is asking about whether it is possible to send an email with the attachment, and not just any attachment, basically an Excel sheet that will contain the details of the issue just created. So Sunil is trying to understand some possibilities, and whenever we are looking at the questions, we always look at the tags. So it gives us a better understanding of what add-ons this user already has. So I can see here tags like script no and server version. So I think this is enough information for me to answer this. So it is possible, and I've done that, by the way, in the past. So first of all, if you want to send an email with some file, you can do that. You can actually create a CSV, and creating a CSV is definitely much easier, simpler. It won't be a lengthy code. You just have to dump your issue details into maybe a simple file. And I have actually examples on my site, I believe, where I mean, talking about CSV, if you just print some items separated by comma or semicolon, that is your CSV. So maybe dump something using this approach to a file, and let me just try to find on my website while I'm talking about it. So you can definitely generate this CSV, which is definitely very easy to generate as compared to Excel. If you're talking about Excel, that is also a possibility. If you want to generate Excel, let me also talk about it. So first, let me share this on this particular script. I am actually looking for the script which I'm sure I have it somewhere. So I'll take a look at my GitHub repository. So there is a script here that will read from the CSV, which is something that you might not need. So let us take a look at this script, which is the user list. But of course, reading is also important, because when you are sending an email, you have to read a file from somewhere. So basically, when you are writing your script, in your script, if you can dump something, I mean, it is nothing but simple comma separated items. That is it. So that is your CSV. And when you are trying to do some operations with the file, do take a look at this script. For example, let me just okay. So read CSV file. So if you look at, I mean, the same script, but if you look at this particular file, you have options like, I mean, right now I'm looking at this new file. So you can create a file maybe in your home directory, and then you can write to it. It is very simple to do, by the way. You can just dump anything that you want to that CSV. So doing all this is very easy when you're doing it using a CSV without using any other app apart from script runner, of course. And for sending an email, there are plenty of examples. And by the way, I have already responded to this question. So if you go to the library of Adaptivist, you will find examples to send an email on the server version, with, of course, examples where you can take a look at how to configure things like email address and subject and body and so on, and many similar things when it comes to sending an email, because when you send an email, you have the option to also configure a lot of things. Like in this case, you also want to send an attachment. And by the way, it is in Groovy, so there are plenty of examples that you can find online to also learn how exactly it works. Now, talking about Excel sheet, so there is one amazing app that I want to recommend, and that is Better Excel. So if you search online Better Excel Jira, you will probably find this this plugin called Better Excel from Better Excel Exporter for Jira, and this is from a company called Midori Consulting, Global Consulting. And the good thing about this plugin is that it will let, I mean, as the name suggests, it will let you, of course, generate Excel, and you can generate Excel from different places. So maybe from your issue navigator, or maybe when you're looking at your issues within your Agile board. And the best part is that it also supports, and it can also talk to your script in a Groovy script. So there is also a possibility to generate files using Groovy. And you can also use, I believe they have this like REST endpoint or like unique URL where you pass maybe the ID of the report that you want to generate, and it will generate the report. So you can actually use that URL, that unique URL, to maybe or maybe you can generate that URL in your script, and you can actually download the file to your home directory or maybe your temp directory on the server, and then you can pick it up and mail it to someone using, of course, Groovy scripts. So if you go to their website, you will find a lot of examples. I mean, you take a look at their documentation. You will find plenty of examples to also use your Groovy scripts if you have to, and it can also talk to, as I mentioned before, it can also I mean, you can also interact with this using script runner. So do take a look at script runner for Jira documentation. I'm sure there is a there is a mention of interacting with other apps. So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I have done this in the past, by the way. I don't really have the exact scripts and everything that I can share straight away, but I just wanted to give you an idea. This is something that a lot of people want to do. My preference would be to not create an Excel, to be honest. I prefer with something which is readable, and you don't really rely on any other external tool like Excel. But I understand if you are maybe doing this maybe for a company or maybe in your organization, there is a need to generate Excel. You can do that. Of course, you can do that. I mean, with the help of Better Excel plugin. The good thing about Better Excel plugin is that you can create templates. It also has support for VBA because it is Excel, of course. And I've done a lot of work with Excel in my younger days using VBA macros as well. And I know that I can understand that there might be a need, but try if you can just manage with CSV, because you can always open CSV file in your Excel. And that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.